Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Owuleke TV. My name is Jibrin. Today, on this angle today, I am all by myself. It was deliberate. I just decided to talk about a scandal, a kind of that have been trending online for the past 2 weeks now. I wanted to actually stay away from that because anything that has to do with rumor, I sometimes want to stay away from it because it may not be true after all. But in this case, I decided to make this case an exception. After about 2 weeks, I thought about it in-depthly. I asked myself, why is this whole thing coming out now? Why is it being made public at this point? After asking several questions, I think I deemed it necessary to actually partake of this trending news that has to do with Bishop T.D. Jakes. Now, Bishop T.D. Jakes, anyway, I have never been a fan of his. I've watched and listened to his messages over the years, as anyone who is, most Christians or most Pentecostals should know Bishop T.D. Jakes. Is quite a very, very famous man of God that resides in the U.S. His ministry is located in the U.S. But I've watched and listened to his messages for several decades now. Not all the time. Some of the messages I don't agree with it. Most of them I agreed with it. His doctrines are mostly biblical, so I align with some of his messages. I don't have issues with that. But the issue I have with is his person, his personality, T.D. Jakes as a person. The thing is, I don't know, for whatever reason, I've never had that strong confidence in his ministry, especially in the recent, or maybe about maybe 7 years to this time. I lost a level of confidence in his ministry, in his calling, actually. So this scandal, as everyone knows, is about his personal life and what possibly he has done in the secret, behind the scene. It has to do with T.D. Jakes having association with homosexuals, and even partaking in that act with even children. He's been labeled a pedophile. So that he actually molests young boys, kids that are male kids. According to what we heard, that's on the news. It's all over the place. So it's on the net, online. It's all over everywhere. So you can just go Google it and you see all the everything, different stories about him. So it's not a new thing anymore. We're just trying to give our own opinion on the subject matter. So, as you all know, T.D. Jakes has been tagged with the word pedophile, and he's been accused of not only associating with homosexuals, but also being actively involved in that homosexuality. I am just here to actually have a take on it. You may ask, do I believe it or not? honestly, I'm for those who know me, I'm not a diplomatic person. I always say the way it is. I always speak my mind. I am always as raw, and that's what this show, JIBRIN Angle, represents. I just say the way it is. At every juncture, every point in time in life, in every controversy, you will always know where I stand. I don't stand on the fence in any situation. It's either here or there. It's sort of, so you will I'm always identified with a part of any situation, of a part of any controversy or any story. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not shy. I'm not afraid to state my position in any situation. This will not be different either. Do I believe that T.D. Jake, Bishop T.D. Jake, has done what his accusers said he has done? Yes, I do. And that's why I'm making this video. I do believe, and as you stay on, you will understand why I believe. I have reasons why I believe that he has done what, or he is doing what he was accused that he is doing. Now, one thing about God is, the little I know about God is that God is a very, very patient God. He always gives us a very long rope. And before God allows the devil to expose us in what we do, he always allows his patience to be stretched, a sort of. So, and as you all know, T.D. Jake has been in the ministry for maybe almost 50 years, if I think so, almost 50 years. It's quite old in the ministry, so it's just not a soldier. It's a general in the Christendom. So therefore, if this why I believe that it is true is that you see, some people say, some Christians will say this is persecution for perhaps people who envy him have come a kind of to take a bite at him, a sort of out of envy or jealousy or whatever. Now, in my own opinion, that doesn't hold water, because T.D. Jake, as I said earlier, T.D. Jake has been in the ministry, the Christian fold, for the Christendom for almost 50 years. And in fact, he's not even as popular as he used to be those days. T.D. Jake used to be all over the place on the internet, even before the internet, the era of internet. We used to watch his videos, his messages on DVDs and the CDs and audio cassettes and yes, cassettes. So he didn't start today. You ask yourself, why is it now? He's getting older. He has become, I think he retired recently and handed over the mantle of leadership to his daughter. So why now that he is retiring from active ministry? You ask yourself why. When he was on top of his game, when he was the talk of the globe, his enemies, as you may wish to call them, his enemies, his detractors, his enviers, his those that are jealous of him, they didn't come at him with such allegation, such accusation. Why is it now that he's made all the name, all the money and everything, the fame? He has become a brand in the Christendom. Why is it now? You ask yourself, why? Why now? So that is the reason why, if it is issue of persecution, such issue could have been raised against him long before now. And so for it to come to start happening at this time, it obviously means that it is God that is involved here. And remember, let me take you back to a prophecy. Sorry, I don't know. I'm not too conversant. I'm not too conversant with technology and all this online stuff. Otherwise, I could have played this prophecy that was given sometimes last year, by a year ago, I think 2002, by one lady that came out and prophesied on the life of TD Jakes, that in fact, she actually prophesied what is happening to TDJ right now. I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about the prophecy until now that this issue came up, and the video resurfaced. I watched the video, I listened to the video, and it was, that video it happened earlier, much earlier, before this issue, this accusation of TDJ being a homosexual and a pedophile. So it is, I see God in this. I see that God, for probably he's been in this stuff for so long, that God probably, he has stretched out, because in that prophecy, he was warned. He was what is happening to him now was actually prophesied. However, he was still warned by God to desist, to retrace his step, to I think not to receive. No, at that point, okay, the prophecy was that, okay, God has rejected him, that enough of him, and that he has completely veered away from God, even though he is actually preaching the word of God, that behind the scene he is God, that God has actually turned his back against him, sort of. So usually I take all those prophecies with a pinch of salt. I don't so much add value to it, because these days the gift of prophecy is being abused and being misused, kind of being misplaced, and most of them, the devil has even actually been part of the prophecies. So I don't take all these prophecies seriously. However, this one was different, because at least I watched the prophecy, and it couldn't have been more apt. It couldn't have been more timely, and everything was just very, very clear, and that is just it. So that is one of the reasons. Second reason why, the first reason why I believe is because this cannot be persecution. TD Jakes have come a long way in the Christendom. If it were persecution, this persecution could have happened at his prime. TD Jake has gone beyond his prime. He has gotten to his prime, and right now he's just a kind of stabilized at his prime, not even stabilized, coming down, because he's no longer as popular as he used to be, sort of. So you ask yourself, why didn't such persecution come? If it was a persecution, why didn't it come earlier, at his prime? Usually persecution against men of God, against whoever, whatever, it always comes at their prime. And so that is the number one reason why I believe that he is what he's accused of being. Secondly, the second reason is that is the one I just pointed, and that the prophecy that was given last year against him from God, where God actually talked about him deviating from his original calling and other stuff or whatever as such, and probably in paraphrase, think God has waited for him to come back to him, and it seems that he kept on going, probably being adamant about it. So at this juncture, God said that he has rejected him, and kind of made some kind of woish pronouncements against him. And one of the pronouncements was this issue, what is happening to him right now at the moment. So according to the prophecy, so many things that he will even get immersed in even much deeper scandal that will bring him down, that will pull him down. You can go on YouTube, it is there, don't put the TD scandal, and you will see so many of the videos are there, but you see this lady putting on in white dress or whatever that made this prophecy. You will see that. You can go there, search, and you watch it. for yourself, sort of. So I don't know how to do all those things. I'm not conversant with all those dynamics of video dynamics. So I don't want to bore myself with that. And that is the second one. The second reason why I believe is the prophecy that was actually made against him last year. And the third reason why I believe is that sometimes, was it 5 or 6 years ago, I can't remember the years precisely, but about that time, he had this interview with, no, is it interview? Yes, a kind of interview that was like a very, not interview per se, it was a kind of conversation with a very popular news anchor on CNN, who is a well-known homosexual. It's a gay guy, he's gay. Don Lemon. Don Lemon is his name. He's no more, I think CNN sacked him over low rates some 1 or 2 years ago. So so he was on a conversation. I think can I remember who was interviewing who? Okay, I think it was on. Okay, yeah, I remember Don Lemon was. I think it was a documentary on his success that, excuse me, focused on his success, the success of his political career, his journalistic career, journalism career over the years. I think that was it. He was celebrating some kind of anniversary about his achievements in life. That is, I'm talking about the journalist now this time around, Don Lemon. So Don Lemon, I don't know if he's a word, but I think TD Jake was his mentor at that time. I don't know of now. Was his mentor at that. So TD Jake was one of those people that eulogized Don Lemon on his achievements as a journalist. So yeah, I think I remember it wasn't an interview per se, but it's just like it was like a report. So TD Jake spoke so well about Don Lemon, spoke so eloquently about him, commended him, praised him, or whatever. So that was when I started having issue with TD Jakes. I started having some doubts about his ministry, about his calling, sort of, because at that juncture, Don Lemon, everybody knew Don Lemon is not a hidden thing. He's gay, he's homosexual. So and that is it. And the way TD Jakes spoke so highly of him, their relationship, or Don Lemon even mentioned about that, how TD Jakes had been then his mentor, sort of. So TD Jakes was his mentor over the years. So I asked myself, how could you be mentoring someone, you as a man of God, a bishop, or a pastor, you mentored someone for so many years, yet the person became, or I don't know if it became when you were mentoring him or whatever, but the person either became or was homosexual and remained homosexual after several years and still remained homosexual, remained gay. Yet you're a man of God, you were so close. According to that report, you can Google it, Don Lemon, put Don Lemon TD Jake interview. I think it will pop up, you will see it took place, I think, about 5 or 6 years ago, thereabout. Say about 6 or thereabout, I think the same around that period. You will watch the interview, and that is you just listen to how TD Jake spoke so highly, so honoring of Don Lemon, and how Don Lemon spoke so highly, how they are close. He has been very close with close to TD Jake for years. And yet you ask yourself, even when the Bible says we should be the salt of the world, we should be the light of the world, wherever we find ourselves, our conduct, our dispositions should reflect light, should reflect the salt that the Bible calls us, a sort of. So, and that is it. So yet, this man in Don Lemon's life, Don Lemon remained gay. He believed, still kept believing in this kind of pervertive lifestyle, a sort of. So that is number 3 reason why I believe that TD Jake did this, because you ask yourself, could he have eulogized Don Lemon, that highly, why and how could he have so spoken honorably and so highly of Don Lemon, and why has Don Lemon, as close as they were or they are, why hasn't he repented? Why is he still bent on remaining a gay man? And that's number 3 reason why I believe that TDJ actually is involved in what he's accused of being involved in. Number 4 reason is yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not the type of person who actually take notes, take down notes or whatever. Most times, every time I organize the show, I do things from my head, everything. I'm not a script. I'm that kind of person who actually, that's my nature. I do things outside script. So I always want to be spontaneous and natural. It's sort of, I want to be organic every time. And that is why whenever I speak out of the abundance of my heart. I don't edit anything. And so that's just it. In the process of my talk, I think I'll remember the 4th reason. Excuse me. So that is just it. Anyway, like I said earlier, I'm not surprised that this is coming out. And I don't believe everything, there is time and season for everything. And I don't believe no matter what we do, no matter how strong the mercy and grace of God may be in our lives or on our lives, there is always a time of reckoning, always a time of reckoning. And I believe in the life of TBJ, this is his time of reckoning. As that prophecy says, if you go through that prophecy about that was made on him last year, you will understand that this is just the beginning of what will befall TD Jakes. And that is just it. I think I'm not doing this out of personal animosity. I don't know him, I've not met him before, but his lifestyle is what actually has been noteworthy, sort of. So, and besides, another 4th reason is, I think I remember the 4th reason. Another 4th reason is that he accepts in his ministry. We have gay and all those gay and transgenders. Yes, the LGBT members or whatever, where you have them, the gays and the lesbians and the transgenders or whatever. He does not preach against them. He rather admits them into his church, and he welcomes them into his church. And so that is it, which the same thing applies to some other Pentecostal ministers, sort of. So that is the number 4th reason. I think I have number 5 reason. There's another reason that is on my mind, but I just can't I have a hold on it right now. I hope God reminds me before I round up this show for today. Again, viewers, my name is Jibrin. You've been watching JIBRIN Angle on Owileke TV. I have been talking about the scandal that has befallen Bishop T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is an American pastor. You know him. He's a globally known pastor. He's been in the ministry for almost 50 years or thereabout. Correct me if I'm wrong. And that is just it. Please, and if you have comment, you have something to say, you have your own opinion about this subject matter, even if you want to criticize me, even if you think I'm wrong, please note it down, send your message, make your comment, send your comment, and say whatever you want to say. Be free. That this show, like I said, I am a very, very frank and precise person. You will always know where I stand in every situation, no matter how controversial it is, because I'm not a hypocrite. I say it the way it is. And that is what this show represents. That is the purpose of this show, actually bringing things to light, things that are in darkness, in the dark, to light. whether it is political, whether it is religious, that has to do with faith, or legal, or anything that has to do with our lives, day-to-day activities. I bring it to this show and give my opinion about it, and that is just it. Once again, the question: do you believe that TD Jake is or has done what his accusers claim he has done? Yes. Emphatic yes. I believe he did it. And I have given all the reasons, and I think I have for that more reasons. I think I have more reasons, but I think one more reason is that I just can't remember the fifth reason. And so that is just it. I just believe that his cup is full. Just like the prophecy said, his cup is full, and that is it. The fifth reason, I think I remember. Now, the fifth reason is this. Thank you, Jesus. I have followed scandals that befell several men of God. And usually if something is born out of persecution, envy, or jealousy, or whatever, God eventually, that thing may tarry for a while, but eventually at the end, God unveils or reveals the truth about that stuff. And the truth eventually comes out. And the truth that will come out, if the thing is not true, that it is just based on persecution or envy or jealousy or personal animosity, eventually the truth will, God will eventually unfold the whole thing. The truth will eventually come out and the person will be vindicated. Now, I don't know, I've not had a please. If you have any record of any man of God that passed through one scandal or the other, that eventually, over time, eventually the truth came out to actually rebut what he was alleged to have done. Please send your comments, remind me, note it down. But for me, I think I can't remember any man of God, all the ones both in Africa and the world, whatever, Kenneth Copeland, Ora Robert, Johnson Suleiman, and so many of them. I don't want to. There are so many scandals that have come out over here. TB Joshua, or so many scandals. Please, all the whole scandals I've not read, I've not watched, I've not come across any of those scandals that that we found out, that we eventually found out that the accusers or the people who exposed those men of God, or who piloted the scandals, came out. Actually, the truth eventually came out to actually vindicate the respective men of God. A sort of none. I've not seen anyone. All the whole scandal that came out, the scandal remained like that, and the men of God, they were never vindicated. It remained like the only thing is that time, just like they say, time heals wound. That is exactly, or whatever. With time, the whole scandal just died down, and that was it. Nothing came up. Nothing, no other story came up to actually vindicate those men of God. And that is my point. All those scandals, like they say, in every rumor there must be an element of truth. Because why is it not happening to Bishop A and not Bishop B? Why is it happening to Bishop A? No, why is it not happening to Bishop B? There are other successful men of God that are at their prime. Actually, why are they not passing persecution? Like someone like Pastor Kumuyi, whatever. Why is he not? Why is the scandal not coming at him or whatever? What's his name? Adegboye, Abioye, and so all these great men of God in Nigeria, in Africa, in the world, or whatever. So many men of God. You ask yourself, why are they not being attacked this way? That's the point. You ask yourself, why are the others being attacked? So you just can't, someone cannot just single you out just like that. Something must have happened. That's why they say, they say every rumor there must be an element of truth. That is just the truth. As they say, or they also say, no smoke without fire. And that's just the truth. And so this is my fifth reason why I believe, and I believe that TD Jakes has done what his accusers said he has done. That's just it. No scandal. No scandal. No, all the scandal, men of God have passed through one scandal or the other. No contrary or no contrary story that actually came out. No so-called truth that eventually came out to vindicate them. No, the stories just died and died a natural death, a sort of, which makes me believe that because God is God. If your hands are clean, God will also always vindicate you. If you did not do something and you were accused wrongly, God will always vindicate you, because that is the way God works. He will always vindicate you. That is not, because there's no how darkness can overshadow light. If you are light, you will always shine in darkness. Even if a temporary darkness comes, God will eventually take that darkness away and shine you forth. That is justice. So if you did not do it, those men of God did not do what they were accused of doing, God could have unveiled the truth that will vindicate them. And that is just the truth. So this is my fifth reason. As I think this brings me to the end of this show. If you think my thoughts, my opinion, my understanding is wrong, please note it down and send your notes, send your comments, and let me hear from you. Let me hear the other side. Let me know why you think I am wrong. It's sort of, but this is just it. Once again, my name is Jibrin, and this is JIBRIN Angle coming to you on Oweleke TV. Thank you and remain blessed.